He fires at Ben while Ben's on the ground. I think he misses him, but I think the bullet ricochets off the ground and kind of hits like his neck area, which, if you don't know anatomy, your spinal cord that controls all your movement. Now, this would make sense why we're now seeing Ben 10 in the hospital. We don't see any abrasions on his neck. He has no shots here.
You mean to tell me AllStar Jr. picked up Ben 10 gun, shot him with it, shot his friends with it, turned around to empty the clip, but the clip was already empty? So he became perturbed, bat Ben 10 up with the pistol, then spit on Kentrell Gaulden should stop rapping. If this your goons, if this the people you keep around you for protection, nigga ain't no protection.
Hey, is AllStar JR locked up?
Oh, yeah.
How you know? Oh, so wait. Holy, wait, but how did they know it was the feds though?
That's what they were saying.
Really?
Yo.
The feds?
Hey, yo, that's what Dogface said.
The tension between AllStar Jr. and NBA Ben 10 is heating up fast, and it's getting messy. Now things are really starting to spiral after AllStar Jr. dropped some DMs showing a back and forth between the two. From the looks of it, there's a lot of disrespect flying around, and it's all right there in those messages for people to see. In those same DMs, AllStar Jr. is making a wild claim, saying he even spit on NBA Ben 10 after a shooting incident before leaving the scene. That's a serious statement, and it's got people talking heavy. So let's break down what was actually said in these messages. The message thread kicks off with Ben 10 trying to call AllStar Jr., clearly attempting to have a conversation. But after missing that call, AllStar Jr. fires back with a message that takes things in a bold direction. He says, "What's crazy was I ain't tell y'all. I spit on the goofy after he got flamed. Thick-ass neck brace. Did you get popped up? Did you get in a 10-car pile-up? I ain't doing your interview, bro. It's over." That right there sets the tone, and it's not friendly at all. Now, from what it looks like, that call Ben 10 made was about setting up an interview. He had already mentioned before that he wanted to sit down and talk with AllStar Jr. to clear everything up. He's been saying he's not backing down and is ready to speak on everything publicly. According to him, he wanted that interview to prove his side and call out what he claims are lies being spread online.
Dogface was at No Jumper today, and while we was doing the interview and shit, well, him and Adam was doing the interview, I guess Jay was supposed to be pulling up on Vlad, and they got arrested.
He got arrested while pulling up on Vlad?
I guess he was on the way to his Vlad interview, or he never made it to his Vlad interview, and management was saying he got arrested or whatever. Like, it wasn't supposed to get out there, but it just happened while we was, while Dogface was with us.
But here's the twist. Looking closer at the thread, it seems like AllStar Jr. might have added his own caption to frame the situation a certain way. That changes how people might read the whole exchange, and now everyone's questioning what's real and what's being spun. Right after missing that call, AllStar Jr. comes in with a cold response, making it clear he's not interested in talking at all. He says, "I ain't trying to talk. Send me that challenge." So basically, he's telling Ben 10 straight up, no conversation, no back and forth, just send whatever challenge he's talking about, and maybe then they can even think about speaking. Ben 10 doesn't take that lightly and fires back quick, saying, "Oh, you really a bitch," with laughing emojis on top of it. Then he drops a photo right after, though nobody can actually see what was in it. That just adds more mystery to the situation. AllStar Jr. claps back instantly, saying, "Says thee in the hospital full of bullets," also throwing in laughing emojis, keeping that same energy going strong.
You soft as hell and vulnerable as hell. Your steppers is getting stepped on. Your steppers ain't even stepping properly.
That was easy.
According to official reports, AllStar Jr. was in there eating, minding his business when Ben 10 and friends approached him attempting to take his jewelry. Ben 10, trying to take the man's watch, failed and dropped his damn gun. Now they talking about AllStar Jr. in jail. The feds had to take somebody to jail. A switch went off in a Houston restaurant and y'all thought that shit was gonna go away. It's more charges to come. But back to Ben 10, how embarrassing, bro.
Ben 10 responds again, pushing back on that claim, saying, "You pick up, ain't full of bullets." Now that line got people confused because reports said 2 people were shot. One hit in the arms and legs, and another hit multiple times in the upper body. So when Ben says he's not full of bullets, It raises eyebrows and has people questioning what really happened. AllStar Jr. doesn't let up for a second. He shoots back with, "Well, duh, bitch. You've been in the hospital 100 days." Basically saying Ben had enough time for doctors to take care of everything. Ben replies short and calm with, "For sure, not really feeding into it too much." But then AllStar Jr. takes it even further and doubles down hard, saying, "You wipe that spit off your face. How it feel that everybody left your bum bitch ass to die. You ain't cut you a bum ass do, boy." That right there shows just how personal and intense this whole situation has become, and it's clearly not slowing down anytime soon.
AllStar JR has been arrested. He is a felon. We all know what just took place a few days ago. Well, 2 weeks ago in Houston. He was minding his business at a restaurant. A couple guys came up on him, tried to rough him up, tried to take his jewelry. Thought they were going to get something. Didn't happen that way. Didn't go their way that day. He just got arrested. It's on surveillance. Now, I've been knew that AllStar JR was on the run. That was told to me by a super close Detroit source that AllStar JR was on the run.
After that last message, Ben 10 goes completely quiet. No response, nothing at all. And it looks like he already knew those DMs might end up getting exposed, so he chose not to say anything else that could make things worse. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. AllStar Jr. went ahead and posted the DMs online, and they started spreading fast across the internet. It didn't take long before bigger platforms picked it up, including academics, who jumped right into the situation.
Hospital officials told investigators another victim as of April 15 did not have feeling his legs. That I believe. Ben 10. So they're saying as of about last week, and we're about 7 days out from that date, they're saying he didn't have feelings in his leg. We've seen him post a lot of Instagram videos. We haven't seen him walk, right? I seen somebody say, "Wiggle them toes."
He even claimed he spoke directly to both Ben 10 and AllStar Jr., who's reportedly connected with Dogface as a spokesperson, making this whole situation feel even more organized behind the scenes. Academics also mentioned that after talking with them, and even reaching out to OG3, none of these guys are trying to involve law enforcement at all. They're staying away from anything official, keeping it strictly in their own circle. But here's where it gets tricky. Ben 10 pushing for an interview could change everything. Going public like that might bring more attention, and that attention could easily lead to more questions, and possibly more scrutiny about what really happened behind the scenes. Now here's where things take another turn. Ben 10 doesn't even need to do that interview anymore because he already told his side of the story to academics, and now academics is putting that version out there for everyone to hear. And the wild part? Their version sounds completely different from what AllStar Jr. has been claiming this whole time. According to academics, after speaking again with Ben 10 and OG3, they made it clear they're not putting any blame on J. Prince Jr. at all. The NBA side is basically saying, J. Prince Jr. didn't tell us to do anything to AllStar Jr. that day. That's a big statement, because now it looks like they're saying everything that went down happened on their own terms, with no outside direction. If that's really the case, then they're low-key taking responsibility for the whole situation, the confrontation, the robbery claims, and everything that followed after that. And that changes how people look at the situation completely, because now it's not about who sent who, it's about who actually did what.
Because the whole time when he was taunting as if he was questioned already. He was taunting as if, it was a free one. He was taunting as if he wasn't a felon. He was taunting as if he shot Ben 10 and the other dude, and Houston police questioned him. They dismissed him. They let him go. He was taunting as if that was the biggest question for everybody. Why are you going this hard?
At the same time, you've got to look at this carefully, because with an open investigation going on, nobody is expected to come out and lay everything out perfectly. Stories are going to clash, details are going to sound off, and people are going to protect themselves however they can. That's just how these situations play out when things are still being looked into. Another big question hanging over everything is the footage. There's talk about surveillance video from inside the restaurant, but what does it really show? People haven't seen any clear clip of the actual moment things went down, so it leaves a lot up in the air. Does that footage capture the full incident in real time? Does it show exactly how everything started and escalated? And one detail people keep bringing up, does that video show who dropped the weapon? because that could be a key piece of the puzzle. There's been talk about how AllStar Jr. may have ended up with a weapon during the chaos, but without clear footage, it's all speculation right now, and that uncertainty is only making the situation even more intense. Now Ben 10 is out here saying that the weapon involved wasn't even his. Of course, nobody is rushing to claim it, but law enforcement has already shared their view. They believe AllStar Jr. may have pulled a pistol from his waistband and started shooting. That's their version at least. But the key detail is this: who was actually targeted?
The whole NBA 4K trade camp should be embarrassed. Nigga, you ain't no stepper. You ain't even a step. Soon as they take you off that IV bag, bro, you going to jail too. Y'all niggas gonna learn the street life is not the life at all. You either gonna go to jail or get a casket. Ben 10 was backed up with a pistol after a failed armed robbery attempt and then spit on in its own surveillance. It's on surveillance. There's no way to cover this shit up and re-rock the story to try to make yourself look super tough. Nigga, you got embarrassed.
From everything being said, it seems like the shots were directed specifically at the ones accused of trying to rob him, which would be Ben 10 and DeAndre. Those are the two who ended up injured. So that raises a big question. Why wasn't anyone else hit? Why wasn't J. Prince Jr. involved in that part? Why didn't Tay 400 get caught in it either? That pattern has people looking closer at what really went down. Now here's another twist. In the material AllStar Jr. released, he actually speaks on the weapon itself. He calls it a petty type of pistol, but still admits he used it. That's interesting, because if it really belonged to him, would he be talking about it like that? That part has people questioning things even more. He even says, "How I get the stick? You wrong. Petty pistol. I'm gonna use it though." That line right there makes it sound like he's claiming someone else dropped it, and he picked it up in the middle of everything. If that's true, it completely changes how people might view that moment. And then there's the surveillance angle again. If those restaurant cameras really captured everything, one major detail could shake things up fast. Did J. Prince Jr. point AllStar Jr. out to anyone? Because if footage shows something like that, it could seriously challenge the NBA side's claim that they acted completely on their own. Right now, both sides are sticking to their stories. But if more footage comes out, it could flip the whole narrative in an instant. That day inside that restaurant turned into complete chaos, and the details just keep getting more intense. AllStar Jr. claims that after everything went down, he even spit on Ben 10 after shooting him multiple times during what he says was a robbery attempt. At the same time, reports say the group did manage to take his chain, but that's not the full story. According to AllStar Jr., they didn't get everything. He says his watch was never taken, and even more wild, he claims Ben 10 actually left the scene with some of his belongings and took them to the hospital. That's what he was referring to when he brought up the chain situation, making it sound even more confusing about who really walked away with what. But here's the part that really hits hard. It's being said that Ben 10 was shot multiple times while his daughter was there at the restaurant. The whole situation reportedly happened during OG3's birthday gathering with family members present, which makes the scene even more serious and unsettling. What was supposed to be a celebration turned into something nobody expected. At this point, the stories are starting to clash more and more, and it's getting harder to separate fact from spin. Early on, it was said that J. Prince Jr. was already there for OG3's event, showing up to be part of that late-night celebration at the restaurant. But now, the NBA side is switching it up, saying he actually arrived later, and that AllStar Jr. was already there sitting and eating before anything happened. That change raises a big question. If J. Prince Jr. didn't tell anyone to approach or confront AllStar Jr., then why did everything suddenly escalate after he arrived? If there was already tension between both sides earlier, why didn't anything happen before that moment? That timing is what people are stuck on right now. Because if things really popped off only after he showed up, it makes the situation look a certain way, no matter what's being claimed publicly. Right now, both sides are holding their ground, but the timeline is creating serious doubts, and people are paying close attention to every detail. Now here's where everything gets even more complicated, because the timeline is not adding up clean at all. One side is saying it was a random situation that escalated on its own, while the other side is painting it like they were targeted from the jump. That gap between those two stories is huge, and people are starting to notice every little inconsistency. You've got AllStar JR pushing the idea that he was defending himself in the middle of a robbery attempt, saying things got out of control fast and he reacted in the moment. Meanwhile, the NBA side is trying to make it seem like this wasn't some planned move connected to anyone else, especially when it comes to J. Prince Jr. That difference alone is shaping how people are picking sides online. And then there's the public reaction. Social media is going crazy over this, with people breaking down every clip, every message, and every statement, trying to figure out who's telling the truth. Some are backing AllStar JR, saying his story lines up with self-defense, while others are calling out gaps and saying things just don't sit right. At the end of the day, until more solid evidence comes out, like clear footage or official updates, this situation is going to stay messy. Right now, it's all claims versus claims, and every new detail just adds more pressure to a situation that's already at a boiling point. So now people are asking the big question: why didn't anything happen before J. Prince Jr. showed up? Why didn't the argument turn physical earlier? Why did the scuffle and the alleged robbery only kick off once he got there? That timing keeps coming up again and again, and it's not something people are just ignoring. Some are looking at it like his presence changed the energy in the room completely. The way it's being talked about, it almost sounds like everything lined up the moment he arrived, like that's when things really took off. That's why people are questioning whether he was just there, or if his arrival played a bigger role in how everything unfolded. On the other side, Ben 10 is pushing a whole different angle. He's accusing AllStar JR of putting too much out there publicly, basically saying he's telling the story for the police. In his view, dropping all these details online is only making things worse and putting everyone under more pressure. Ben 10 even said, "You telling the story for the police? Y'all literally getting all the information from him. It's so much I want to say, but I'm real, and they got real street niggas watching me. I refuse to let us down." That message right there shows where his head is at. He's holding back, saying there's more he could say, but he's choosing not to. And that right there might be why no interview is happening anytime soon. Ben is making it clear he's not trying to go public with full details, especially if it means putting everything out in the open. From his perspective, speaking too much could cross a line he's not willing to cross. At this point, everything is still up in the air. Different stories, different motives, and a lot of unanswered questions still floating around. But what do you think really happened that night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this so more people can weigh in on this wild situation.